Hey, welcome to our review of the Mexican Grand Prix. The Mexican Grand Prix was held at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez in Mexico City. Big attendance, over 400,000 people were at this race. It was a really hot and dry day in Mexico City.
We go to Mexico.
Mexico?
Mexico? What do you mean, Mexico?
She wasn't paying attention at the beginning of the video. We have both Ferraris take off and then they're squeezed by the Red Bulls, and Sergio Perez collides with Charles Leclerc, and this ends his day. His home race, he's out of the race at turn 1. Sergio played this wrong. Charles Leclerc was nowhere at fault. He didn't even know Sergio Perez was there. And now Sergio Perez ends his race. Max Verstappen is able to avoid all this. He ends up in first place. There's a lot of debris on the track, so we have a virtual safety car for a few laps, and we get back to green flag racing on about lap 6. We had a lot of laps of green flag racing after the race settled down. Everybody was on mediums except for Ocon, Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda were on hard tires. Max Verstappen pits on lap 20, then comes out in 7th place. We had Lewis Hamilton fighting with Carlos Sainz for a podium place. Max Verstappen was moving up the field. He's able to pass Oscar Piastri for 5th place on lap 23. Max Verstappen is moving up the field quickly. He's getting back into a podium place. Lewis Hamilton stops on lap 25 for a pit stop. Charles Leclerc is now in first place. Both Ferraris are in a podium place. Max Verstappen is able to pass Carlos Sainz for 2nd place on lap 29. Max Verstappen is looking at first place, and he won't have to work hard for it because Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc both pit stop on lap 31 and lap 32, which pushes him to first place on lap 33. We're approaching the midway point of the race, and everything seems normal until...
I think I'm feeling something.
Something doesn't feel right.
What could it be?
We have a big crash. Kevin Magnussen crashes at turn 9. He seemed to have a rear suspension failure, and he was out of the race. This was a huge crash. At first they thought a safety car. No, the car was on fire. We went straight to a red flag. So the race was red flagged for a series of time because they had to clean up the debris. They also had to repair the wall that Kevin Magnussen ran into. He was okay. His car was totally finished. Max Verstappen came in for a pit stop, but it didn't matter because the race was red flagged immediately after this. And you know what won't be red flagged? Our channel. So if you could like and subscribe so we can bring you more racing videos about the racing world and people in it. The cleanup was almost an hour, and then we went back to green flag racing on lap 36. They went for a full restart with Max Verstappen on pole, and as Max Verstappen was on pole, he took off and he was able to maintain the lead going into the second restart. Max was out way far in front, and then we had a battle between Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton for 2nd and 3rd place. And then Lewis Hamilton is able to pass Charles Leclerc on lap 40 for 2nd place. Not much happened after this part of the race. We had some passing in the back. We had also Yuki Tsunoda spinning on lap 49, but in the end, Max Verstappen is able to come home with a win. This is Max Verstappen's 16th win of the year. He sets another record in Formula 1. Max Verstappen won the race comfortably. He had a lead of over 14 seconds over Lewis Hamilton in 2nd place, and then we had Charles Leclerc in 3rd. We had no drama at this Grand Prix like how we had at the end of the US Grand Prix. There was no surprise disqualifications after the race. Here's Max with his sombrero. They have a unique celebration at the Mexican Grand Prix. They have it made a little more festive than other racetracks. This is another record that Max has broken. We got to talk about the man who should have maybe even got a podium today, Sergio Perez. He was too aggressive on lap 1 and his race ended. But as we saw, Kevin Magnussen caused a really big incident in the midway point of the race and caused a safety car. So maybe he might have been able to podium or at least grab some points for the Red Bull team, but he was too aggressive in the beginning of the race. I'm going to give you some race notes. We had 4 DNFs, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Kevin Magnussen, and Sergio Perez. Also, the Ferrari boys came 3rd and 4th. Then we had the McLarens. Lando Norris came 5th, Oscar Piastri came 8th. If I was going to rate this race, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Not much happened after the Kevin Magnussen crash, so that's the reason for the score. We have more racing videos to come. We know the Brazilian Grand Prix is happening this weekend. We'll be covering that. More racing videos to come on the channel. We're doing a lot of videos back to back. We hope you're enjoying them. Redbet is putting in that work, so please like and subscribe. Redbet, signing off.